Hello, this is Unexceptional Rounder, and today I'm going to teach you how to play No Limit Texas Hold'em, even if you have no prior experience or knowledge about the game. There are many reasons you should want to learn how to play No Limit Hold'em. These are some of them. Personally, I think the most important thing about poker is how fun the game can be. Now, I will explain how the game is actually structured. Texas Hold'em is typically played with between 6 and 10 players. The dealer position rotates clockwise, as do the blinds. Blinds are forced bets put out before you see your cards. The purpose of these blind bets is to stimulate betting by always providing some money in the middle to fight over. The big blind is the minimum bet size a player can make and is what determines how big the game plays. For example, in casinos, the tables are labeled by their blinds. A 1-2 no limit game refers to the blinds, which are $1 for the small blind and $2 for the big blind. The small blind is always to the immediate left of the dealer, and the big blind is to the immediate left of the small blind. Once the blinds are placed, the dealer can begin dealing the cards out, with the first card going to the small blind and the last card going to himself. Each player receives 2 cards face down. These 2 cards are known as pocket cards or hole cards. Now that all the players have their 2 hole cards, the pre-flop betting round will start with the player to the left of the big blind, sometimes referred to as under the gun. Each player in order must call by putting out an amount equal to the big blind, or increasing the bet at least the size of the big blind. As a note, calling the big blind pre-flop is also referred to as limping. If the player does not want to play their hand, they must fold the hand. To fold is to discard one's hand and surrender interest in the current pot. No further bets are required by the folding player, but the player cannot win. Folding may be indicated verbally or by discarding one's hand face down into the pile of other discards called a muck. The player to the left of the big blind is said to have the action on them, because the play cannot continue until they make some action. Again, the options are folding the hand, calling, or raising. Provided that at least one other player in the hand matches the big blind pre-flop, the dealer will now deal the flop. The flop is 3 face-up cards known as community cards. Community cards are used by all players to make their hand. The action on this and every subsequent round of betting will start to the left of the dealer on the first player with a live hand still in play. At this point, with no bets out, this player can either check, which indicates they do not wish to make a bet, or bet an amount at least equal to the big blind. One at a time, moving clockwise around the table, players will call the bet, raise, or fold. Once the flop betting is over and provided at least 2 players still have live cards, the dealer will deal a single community card face up known as the turn, or 4th street. This round of betting takes place exactly the same as on the flop. The final community card is called the river, or 5th street. It will be dealt face up with a round of betting identical to the 2 previous rounds. With no more cards to come, the players have all the information about their hands and know what their final hand strength is. If after the river betting round there are still 2 or more live hands, the dealer will announce a showdown, and all players will turn their hands face up. Players may use both, 1, or none of their hole cards to make their best 5-card hand. The best 5-card hand wins the pot. The dealer and the blinds rotate 1 seat to the left, and the next hand begins. There are some important things to know about the showdown and which hand wins. If 2 players have the same hand, a kicker will be used to determine the winner. This will be the highest card each player has outside of the tied hand. This will be much easier to understand with an example. Both players have 2 pair, aces and 2s. But player 1 also has a 9 in their hand, while player 2 has a king. The king kicker will make the better hand. Their best 5-card hands are Ace, Ace, 2-2, Queen versus Ace, Ace, 2-2, King. Player 2 has the best 5-card hand because of his king kicker. On this slide, I have listed the hand strengths in order. Feel free to pause the video and write them down. To put it all together, I will quickly walk through an example hand. If anything I mention is still confusing, click the annotation on the screen and you can review that subject, or post in the comments below and I will answer your question. As you can see, before the cards are dealt, the blinds must be posted. Player 6 is the small blind, player 1 is the big blind. The action is on player 2, who folds. Player 4 limps, and player 6 raises. Player 4 is then forced to either see the bet and call, or fold and give up the pot. Player 4 calls, and the flop is dealt. The action is on player 6, who is to the left of the dealer and has a pair of kings. He decides to check. Player 4 checks as well. Because both hands are still live, the dealer puts out the turn. Now player 6 checks, but player 4 makes a $2 bet. If player 6 wants to stay in, he must call the $2 bet or fold his hand. He calls, so the dealer deals out the river card. Both players check and are still holding live cards after the final betting round. Therefore, a showdown is required. Player 6's hand is King, King, Ace, Queen, Jack. That is the best 5-card hand he can make. Player 4 turns over Ace 3, making his hand Ace, Ace, King, Jack, 8. Notice he doesn't use the 3 of spades in his hand. It doesn't matter. Whoever can make the best 5-card hand out of the 7 available cards wins the pot. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you or someone you know wants to learn how to play poker, you should favorite this and share it with anyone who doesn't know how to play. Just use the share link below and you can send it to someone or share it on Facebook. If you are looking to improve your game and learn more advanced concepts, subscribe to my channel. This is Unexceptional Rounder, and hopefully after seeing this video, you will hit the tables and start grinding.